Welcome to episode 11 of the Comedy Kitchen. I'm your host, Dennis Wirth. We're doing my two favorite things in life, stand-up comedy and cooking and eating. And we're going to make a beautiful dish today. And I want to remind you, we got my roast coming up for the Christmas season. You want to tune in? It's going to be an hour-long Christmas special. I'm bringing on a lot of past guests. I got some future guests coming on. They're going to be cooking me up that episode. And it's going to be a good time. And normally what I do on this show is I teach the comedy guests how to cook something, because some cook at home, some don't. But today we have a special treat. We actually have a girl in here who actually wants to do her own cooking show. So she wanted to come in and show me how to make something today. So I'd like to welcome my new friend, Miss Katie Grady. Welcome, Katie.
Hi.
Thank you for
so
being
much
on.
for having me.
I appreciate it.
Very excited.
You know, you said, hey, can I cook up something? And my stomach said, new food. Now we're talking my language, okay? So what are we making up today?
Today we are actually going to be making chicken lettuce wraps, but it's really flexible. It's not going to be made with chicken today. It's going to be made with ground turkey, because there was absolutely no ground chicken at Price Chopper this morning. So it's going to be made with lettuce, a bunch of vegetables, and really healthy herbs and spices.
And yeah, that was one of the first things when you told me, you know, well, you didn't tell me, you showed me the picture we're going to make, and I said, boy, that looks really healthy, and if I stick with that, then I can lose, you know, a little bit, but, you know, then I'll have dessert, and I'll ruin the whole thing. It is the Comedy Kitchen, though, so before we get started, why don't you tell the folks, how did you get started out in comedy?
I actually started in comedy quite a few years ago. It was my dream to be a comedian, but I'm an extremely shy, actually painfully shy person, and no one ever thought that I could do it, and I didn't do it until I was turning almost 30. And when I decided to do it, I had actually never seen a live comedy performance. I'd only seen it on TV, and I just called. It took me a year, actually, to get up the nerve to call an open mic and book myself on an open mic and go to Dick Doherty's in Boston, the Vault, and it was terrifying.
Okay, but, well, yeah, if you're a shy person, that's a good way to overcome it, though. I mean, if you can face your fear and do comedy, then you faced your fear and done it.
Yeah.
And I've done a couple shows with you. You got a really good act, and once you get up there on stage, you're not afraid to be up there.
No, I'm completely normal on stage. It's off stage.
It's the before stage. It's the fear of going on. Once you're up there, it all clicks. All right, so let's get going. What are we making?
Okay, we are going to make very healthy chicken lettuce wraps, but with ground turkey today. And first thing we're going to do is saute. This is about half of a red onion and 2 tablespoons of olive oil.
All right.
And
half a red onion and 2 tablespoons of olive oil.
And what you want to do is kind of just cook it until it's translucent. I'm going to actually turn this down just a little bit.
Okay, so on a low simmer, we want to get that?
Yeah, just a couple minutes.
Okay.
Going to do it up. And while that is cooking, I am going to, with this recipe, actually, you don't have to use anything here. But you can use as much as you want of any of these ingredients, which is one of the great things, because you can do it completely to your taste.
So it depends on what you taste like. And they say men have less taste buds than women, so while women, they stay to the lighter side of the taste, men really pile it on there because they have less taste buds to...
Really? I think it's probably just because we're vain and we like to stay thin.
You're so vain. You probably think this food is about you. No, I'm only kidding.
Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm going to chop up a little... Whoops, this is a little high.
All right.
Just going to chop up a little ginger. This is fresh ginger that's been peeled.
Fresh ginger,
if I was
okay.
at home, I think I would probably grate it, but I'm not at home, so I'm just going to chop it up nice.
And you know, they say about ginger, it also, in the olden days, had some medicinal purposes. So
yeah,
you get a little
absolutely.
ginger in your food and
It's great for your tummy.
healthing you right up. That's good stuff.
And this is 1 clove of garlic.
1 clove of garlic.
If you like
all right.
garlic, you can use 2, 3 cloves. You can use as many cloves as you'd like. Again,
I'm a big garlic fan. I
if I
like
was
it.
home, I would probably mush this up better, but I'm not. So I'm going to put this right in
Here's
here.
what it is. We're going to mix that right in with our onion. All right.
You
Stirring
can
that
do
up
this
a
in a
little bit.
wok, or you can do it in a pan. It doesn't matter.
You can go Chinese style or American style, either way you want to go.
Yes.
All right, so how long have you been doing comedy for?
Well, I have been doing comedy for 7 years.
Okay.
And I took a break for about 10 years. and I just got back into it. So
All right, so you had the itch to get back in after a 10-year hiatus?
10-year hiatus, yes.
Okay, and if they got a website, where can they go to check out Katie Grady at?
They can, katiegrady.com. It's very easy, katiegrady.com. It has all my dates. I've got upcoming shows, and I've got this on there. So hopefully people are watching.
So if you want to catch out Katie, go to her website, and you can check out some of the places. Well, what are some of the places that you enjoy performing at? What are some of your favorite ones? Or if they want to catch you, I'm not going to go to the website, but what are some of your favorites?
Actually, I have a lot of stuff coming up that's going to be benefits.
Those are the best shows.
I haven't done much stuff in clubs yet because I'm really working on getting my act back up to being as good as it was.
Get it up to par, okay.
Yeah, exactly. I will be doing some benefits, let's see. Every weekend in October, I will be doing a benefit somewhere. So I don't know where.
Check out our website, and then you'll know where.
Exactly.
That's how easy it is.
Actually, when I was performing all the time, I worked for Dick Doherty a lot. He's got a lot of great rooms all over the place. I will be at Giggles at the end of the month. Wednesday on October 30th, I'll be performing at Giggles. And I used to work at Nick's all the time, and the Comedy Connection, and I performed in Vegas. So that was a lot of fun.
Really? Where'd you perform in Vegas?
I was at the Riviera for
The Riviera,
a week,
ooh.
and it was great. I was there for a week, and I was doing 2 shows a night. It was like being kind of a
It's
star.
like a mini vacation for you right there. All right.
Exactly.
So what did we just do here? We added in some...
We added 1 pound of any ground meat that you want. Ground turkey, ground pork, ground chicken, anything like that.
Okay, this is a recipe that can fit your taste depending on what you like. You can
Depending on
make
what's
the
on
recipe.
sale.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you always want to save money in this economy because the food prices are going high, so you got to look for the sales. That's good.
And because of the time constraints, I did actually pre-cook this.
You pre-cooked it a little bit?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did.
So how long would they want to pre-cook it for?
You're going to
depending on
actually
their
just
meat?
brown it until
Just
it's
brown it? Okay.
Yep.
And then we
do-
put it in and we're stirring it up with the stir fry.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, so as you look back in comedy and over the years, what's one of your favorite memories from comedy? I mean, if you look back and you think this memory stands out, what's one of your favorite memories you have?
I had the pleasure of doing a show with some of Boston's greatest comedians, Don Gavin, I think Steve Sweeney, Kevin Knox.
The godfathers
and
of comedy.
Yeah, it was so phenomenal. And Lenny Clark, we worked at the Theater in the Round. Do you know what that is?
The Theater in the Round? Have not heard of it,
It's
no?
on the North Shore, and it spins around. And I was on the show with all these great guys, and it was absolutely fabulous. I mean, one of the biggest things that is missing in comedy since I came back is Kevin Knox. He was one of the greatest, most wonderful human beings and comedians that I've ever met. And there's a big hole in the scene without him. And I think everyone really misses him a lot. He was a great guy.
I do. I get a lot of comics come on and I ask them who's the funniest to work with around here. And Kevin's name, high energy. I mean, you couldn't slow him down 45 minutes. He'd stay high energy and, like you said, a really nice guy besides doing the high energy thing. So it's always good when you meet nice people in comedy. That's one of the fun things. You meet so many different people and it's all wonderful people you wouldn't have met had you not tried comedy. So that's good. So what else are we doing here?
Right now, I am going to add 1 small zucchini that I have diced.
All right. Small diced zucchini in there. It's already smelling good. My stomach's saying hello. All right. So we're still doing the stir fry thing. All right. So as you're on the comedy scene and you're playing a lot of the places, you deal with hecklers, you deal with drunks. What's one of the craziest stories you can tell us in all the time you've been doing comedy that's ever happened to you?
Well, I was up in New Hampshire doing a show at a lovely restaurant. I believe I had to actually stand on the booth instead of a stage, which was really enjoyable. And a woman and her husband and their 2 children were sitting probably 3 or 4 booths away from me, not enjoying the show because the guy, in the middle of bites, at a table with his children, took the time to stop chewing, look at me and say, "You suck."
Oh, gee.
That was nice.
That's always, yeah, you get some friendly people and then you get people who drink too much and they're not so friendly to deal with. But you got to make the best of any situation. Sometimes you get a good crowd who'll sit there and listen. Sometimes they want to be a part of the show. And if you want to be a part of the show, you got to have the ammunition to go at them and make them not want to be a part of the show next time. That's the trick you got to do in comedy. So, all right, what's the next step here?
We are adding 1 chopped red pepper, 1 or 2 stalks of celery, depending again on what you would like. And at the bottom, I have carrot. 1 carrot diced. And it's all diced, so it's about the same size.
Okay. So it's going to add a little taste to it, I assume, right?
Yeah. And again, I've part-cooked these just because of the time constraints for the TV.
Okay. And how long did you have to part-cook those for?
I part-cooked them for 2 minutes in the microwave. That's it.
2 minutes in the microwave,
Yep.
and then
That's
get them
it.
ready for the stir fry. Okay. It's looking good.
It's very healthy, delicious. Here's the thing, too. If you don't have these particular vegetables, you can use any vegetables that you want. If you have carrots, celery, squash, mushrooms, water chestnuts, anything that you'd like, you can use.
So again, it's to fit your taste, see? So this is a recipe that can fit your personal taste at home. That's good stuff.
And for kids, if you have kids, get them involved in the prep work and the picking out the vegetables that they want, and it makes them more likely to eat it.
Yeah, a lot of the kids don't like to work nowadays. They just like to play the video
That's
games
true.
while you get it ready. I know, I got a son. I know what it's like. But all right, so as you were growing up on the comedy scenes, who were some of the mainstream comics you looked at that inspired you to want to try comedy?
I actually never saw stand-up comedy until I was in my 20s. I
Okay.
didn't know it existed. I wanted to be Carol Burnett. That's
Carol Burnett,
Yeah,
classic
that's
comedy
it.
right there.
That's it.
Carol Burnett, and she always did. You did to see my mom's in the studio, and she'd do the tug on her. Hi, mom. See, sometimes hi, mom, in the
yeah.
studio audience. But certainly, yeah, she's one of the original classics of comedy. I mean, were there some TV shows when you were younger, some of the comedy shows that really made you laugh, or
Just the Carol Burnett.
just the Carol Burnett show was
that's
it, right? Well, I'm like that. Everybody says, you know, well, there must have been a bunch that made you want to get into comedy. I said, I saw Sam Kinison, and I knew I had to make someone laugh as hard as he made me. There was nobody else. It was Sam, and then there was everybody else.
Right,
so
right.
everybody's got their favorite, and Carol did the trick for you, huh?
She did. I thought she was wonderful. And then when I actually did see stand-up comedy when I was in my 20s on TV, I thought I could do that.
Yeah.
But, you know, I did not tell anyone ever because no one ever said, bring Kate, she's the life of the party. You know, that's not... I'm
It
very
wasn't you. It was
introverted.
stepping outside
Yeah,
of yourself, right?
Exactly.
I had always tried to try it once since I was a kid. I wanted to try stand-up, and I never knew how to get started. I didn't like to go down and put a job application in or something. I had no clue how to get started. Then when I saw the comedy class, I said, well, I'll take it, I'll do it, and I can always look back and say I did it in life. I never thought I got lucky and things took out, and once I saw how much fun it was, I stuck with it. But it was just kind of something I was going to try and look back on and say, hey, I tried it. I never dreamed it would go as far as it has. Because, hey, I got the Comedy Kitchen now, and that's moving up, right?
I think that's phenomenal, and I think it's great that there are classes. There were no classes around when I started doing it.
Right.
And I know a lot of people, a lot of comics think that it's just taking people's money to teach a class, but that's not true at all because I honestly had no idea what I was doing, and I
Right.
had to like make phone calls, and I had no idea how to start or what to do, and a class actually takes a lot of time, and it saves you
Oh,
that.
it does, yeah.
Teaches you how the structure of writing a joke. It's really phenomenal.
Teaches you the structure, it sets you up, and it gets you ready. Because if you jump in cold turkey, everybody says, well, I'll try it, and even if I don't get laughs, it's no fun being up there if people ain't laughing. So a class will give you a little bit of structure to at least get a few laughs when you're starting out. And a lot of people, they get up, they don't get any laughs, they get discouraged, and they don't want to try it again. So if you get to class and you get a few laughs, trust me, you'll get addicted like we did. All right, what's our next step here?
I am now going to add in the stir-fry sauce makings.
The stir-fry sauce.
This is one of these things, again, you can add as much or as little as you'd like.
Okay, so you know what we do in the Comedy Kitchen when we add the spice to it?
What?
Go ahead, I'll show you.
Okay. This is oyster sauce, by the way, and I am going to add 3 tablespoons.
This is going to add the taste to it.
1.
Whamma-jamma! See, that's what we do. We do the whamma-jamma on here. When it starts smelling good, we hit you with the whamma-jamma. 2. That's some thick stuff.
It is very thick. 3.
3.
And you know what? I'm going to throw in another one because I have a lot of vegetables
I like
in
extra
here.
taste in my stuff. That's good. You know, my stomach says, go. More taste, more taste.
Soy sauce.
Soy sauce.
2
All right.
tablespoons.
2 tablespoons of soy sauce.
1,
1.
2.
Okay,
this-
so what do we get now?
Hoisin sauce.
What is it? Hoisin sauce. I
Hoisin
got you.
sauce,
Okay.
yes.
And how many we need of
One
those?
of these.
One of those. Heavy duty stuff, and we're going to mix that right in, I imagine?
Yes. Mix it all together.
All right, so other than this, what are some of your favorite dishes to cook up at home?
Oh
I
my
assume you
God,
do all the cooking at home, not your husband, right?
Well, he likes to cook sometimes.
He likes to help
but
out? Okay.
I like cooking so much. I love it.
What's some of your favorite dishes to make?
We were just talking about Thanksgiving coming in.
That's a big time of the year to cook.
Yeah, I make a great stuffed mushroom for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Very good. I love making macaroni and cheese, but who doesn't love macaroni and cheese?
Classic. Mom makes a good homemade macaroni and cheese I enjoy very much. It's not nothing like you get out of the box. You got to cook it homemade. You know the difference.
No way. Nope. Actually, like cooking a lot.
Yeah, what are some of your favorite desserts there that you hit at the holiday season? Because that's coming up.
To hit a dessert.
Oh, you try to hit this. That's why she's skinny and I'm big. I don't stay away from the desserts, man.
I am going to be making a chocolate chip walnut pie for dessert for Thanksgiving.
Oh, that sounds excellent. There you go.
Yep. Okay. Now this we could just leave alone for a couple minutes. It's all nice and mixed together.
So I'm going to let it simmer a little bit there.
And here, you know what? You can help me out. If you want to just chop these up so we can have some nice stuff to put on top.
All right.
And this is a secret ingredient that I would like to tell everyone to like. Yes. This is actually Thai basil, and it is absolutely magnificent. And you can get this at Asian markets, and it's really, really cheap.
Okay.
But it adds so much flavor, so much zip. Really?
Yeah, I work in an Asian food restaurant, and I'll tell you, some of the stuff that they don't serve to the American people, but they cook for themselves, they get some stuff you never would have thought of, and it is some excellent eating, and it's so different compared to what we eat.
I know, it's so flavorful.
It's a treat what they cook for themselves as it compared to, you know, the Americans, we get all the fried food, so that's what sells over here, but they're into the healthy eating, and it's really good dishes. You could really do that. All right, so as we're doing this, on the local comedy scene, who are some of your favorite comics on the local comedy scene to work with?
One of my favorites of all time is Tim McIntyre. Love him.
I have not worked with him.
Kenny Rogerson, the Viper. Love him.
The Viper. He's got a nickname. I like nicknames.
Don Gavin is hysterical.
A godfather of Boston comedy right there.
Dick Doherty. And you and Jerry Caruso out this way. I love you guys.
Jerry's a great guy. I want to thank you very much. So am I pouring this in here? Is that what I'm doing? Or just dropping?
That's actually, we're just going to use that for to top it.
Oh, I did. Good.
A nice little tasty topping.
And you're cutting away your secret ingredient. It's smelling really good. See, that's when we can figure out how to get the power of smell through television into people's homes. They're going to tune nothing else in other than the Comedy Kitchen.
Okay, that's about 2 tablespoons of the Thai basil.
Okay.
Also, another secret ingredient, cilantro.
All right, so some Thai basil and some cilantro. You get all the tricks here on the Comedy Kitchen. You write this stuff down. You make this. It's healthy.
It is healthy and it's delicious.
All right.
And it's a recipe that once you have it in your arsenal, you can go to it often because it's pretty easy.
Yeah, a lot of people think if it's a healthy food, it ain't going to taste good. And some of your best tasting food actually is the healthy stuff.
It's too bad. There's a whole generation being raised on nothing but processed food, and that's sad.
You know, and it's good going down, then a half hour later you're like, oh, well, you know, a healthy dish, you're going to eat it and feel like running the 10K later. It's good stuff.
Cilantro.
All right, cilantro. You know, I'm going to slide these off to the side here so people at home can see what we're doing.
Chopping it up.
I can actually smell the spices popping right out of there at me. Yeah, it's makes your mouth water.
There we go.
Looking good. All right. Mixing that up a little bit. All right, so as we're getting toward the end here on the comedy show and you're getting ready to make our beautiful dish here, after it's all said in comedy, you look back on your career, what are your goals? What do you want to be remembered for? When we look back, what are we going to remember Katie Grady for?
Honestly, I think that the only thing that I want to be remembered for is life is beautiful and it's wonderful and it's a lot of things, but it is frequently very hard. I mean, no matter who you are, everyone has their ups and downs, and I would like to be remembered as making people laugh when they were not happy. That's it.
That's one of the best gifts in life. You know, they say laughter is the best medicine. And yeah, I don't care, no matter how bad you're feeling, if somebody can make you laugh in life, it's always going to make you feel better. They say laughter is the best medicine. That's why a lot of comics, they go to hospitals. And I forget the movie, Robin Williams did it. He dressed up as a clown and he went to the children's hospitals that had debilitating diseases. And his job was just to go in there. And even if it was only for a few minutes, made him forget about being sick and just laugh. And if you can laugh, that'll take your troubles away in life. It's a really good feeling. All right, so what are we setting up here now?
This is just lettuce to, wrap.
Okay, so that's your lettuce wrap. So
yes.
Rather than bread, we're going to put it on a lettuce wrap.
Yeah. You can actually do this with tacos, too.
With tacos, too?
Yeah.
No
it's
carbohydrates this way.
Yes.
This is good. That's going to keep you thin.
Just going to do a couple of these.
All right.
And the thing is that I use the romaine lettuce because I tried to find butter lettuce or this perfect cup lettuce. It doesn't exist.
Okay.
So I went through a lot of lettuce. This, you just use it like a taco. It doesn't, it's not a cup, but it's the same sort of thing.
And I can tell you cooked before. You can always tell a professional cook is presentation all in, and she's got it all in a nice circular thing there. She's ready to present it to the studio audience and to the audience tuning in at home. All right, so we put one of those in our wrap.
There we go.
All right.
And if you don't want to actually do it this way, you can shred your lettuce and serve it on top like a salad.
Okay, kind of like a taco. A little
Yeah.
shredded lettuce and put it in. But this is much better eating than anything you buy at a fast food chain, like you said.
Right.
That processed food, that'll get the
I'm not
best of
going
you.
to say it's poison, but it's poison.
It's poison. And it's, and unfortunately, it's like you said, that's what they push on us, They push you to eat it, and that's what's available, and in the fast-paced society, it's quick, and that's what people go with.
It's also very addictive.
It is,
Yeah.
it is. And, you take the few extra minutes to cook it up yourself, you're going to be eating good, and it's going to be a much better treat
And
for
this
you,
is
too.
something that if you're doing shows late at night, you could get this all prepared beforehand. You could even do it up to this point. Put it in the refrigerator and just microwave it when you come home at night.
And it's a quick snack for you. There you go. See, I'm big on the Tostitos and salsa. That's what I eat late night at TV,
yeah.
and this is much more healthy for me than that, so maybe I'll have to give it a go here. It is looking very good.
Oops.
What are some of your favorite restaurants to eat at on the comedy scene? We talk about, we play a lot of different rooms and we get, free meals and we eat, and some are good, some are bad. What are some of your hot spots?
I actually don't eat when I do shows, so
Okay.
I eat when I get home.
Because you're too nervous, right? You said you're shy.
Right,
Nervous. I get
and
it.
You get heavy and dragging down.
Right.
When I'm going to enjoy a meal, I'm going to enjoy a meal. So there are great restaurants now, and Worcester has a really good scene. They didn't for a long time, but there's Bocado, which is an excellent tapas restaurant.
Okay.
There's Series Bistro. What's that other one that we just tried? Oh, there's a great Asian one. I don't remember the name of it in Northborough.
Oh.
Phenomenal.
What are some of your favorite dishes you eat in there?
They had a...
As we're doing this, we're talking. We got time constraints we're working with
I want to
here.
talk about food, and I'm so excited.
She loves to talk about food. See, if you like to cook food, you like to eat food, you love to
I
talk
love
about food, too. It's a great subject. But what are you saying about some of your favorite dishes you order out when you go out?
I've just gotten turned on to sushi. I had never eaten sushi before.
Sushi,
I've never
yeah.
eaten raw fish.
Good sushi. You got to
I
get it
love
fresh.
I love it.
Don't
yes.
get sick.
Tuna, I just started eating tuna. I'll eat anything.
Anything? Yeah, you're like me. You put it in front of me, I'm good to go.
Oysters. Just tried oysters.
All right. So, we topping it now?
Top.
All right.
That's the final flourish.
You want me to do it or
Yeah,
you do it?
do.
Okay, I'm
Go.
going to sprinkle a little bit on. This way I can be involved. All right. This is looking very good. And it's smelling good.
It's delicious.
And then I'm going to find out after we turn the cameras off. You trust me on that one. That's the best part of the comedy kitchen is the eating part. But the preparing goods, the comedy's good, but the eating. All right, so maybe I'll hold that up and put it out, and they'll zoom in on that and show the folks at home what we got cooking up there. And there it is, folks. That's some good eating for you right there. Does that look yummy or what? All right, well, looking good. I want to thank you very much for sharing that recipe with me and with the people at home. And we got a few minutes left in the show. It is the Comedy Kitchen. Would you be nice enough to give them a little bit of your stand-up comedy?
I will do that.
Tell them we'll be back in a few. Welcome back, and I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And now you know how to make the chicken lettuce wraps, and you can cook those up and eat healthy, and it's going to be good stuff. And I've worked with it before, not in one of my rooms. If you want to check one of my rooms out, go to www.denniswirth.webs.com. Check out my website, Joke in the Box Comedy Clubs, and one of the girls that will be performing in my room soon. Check out my website, find out when. It's my pleasure to bring you the comedy genius of my new friend, Miss Katie Grady. Go get him, Katie.
Thank you, Dennis. Wow, this is great. Like we were talking about how it's almost the holiday season. I love Thanksgiving, Christmas too. I actually just got an email from Victoria's Secret suggesting that I give like a supermodel. I was so excited. I've decided this year for Christmas, I'm giving everyone crabs and bulimia. You'll have to forgive me. I was a little slow getting up here. I actually pulled a muscle twerking yesterday. Well, it's not standard twerking. It's old white lady twerking, which is really known as vacuuming. I was at the dentist yesterday, too. I had a pretty bad day at the dentist. I heard the two words that you never want to hear together, emergency and root canal. You never want to hear those words together. Well, you also never want to hear registered sex offender either, especially from your dentist. Gas? I don't think I need gas. I'm just here for a cleaning. It's nice to be here. My husband drove me here today. He usually does the driving because he has a nice car. It's a lot newer than my car. It's one of those cars that you don't need a key to start. Have you seen those? It's stolen. Lost my job recently. I wasn't really upset about losing the job, though, because I worked in a call center. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever worked in a call center. It's horrible. No one understands how hard it is to talk in an Indian accent 8 hours a day. Starting to panic a little bit. I have to tell you, not having a job for a little while now. Right now, it looks like my financial future is not looking good. In fact, right now, my retirement plan is actually a warm sweater and a bag of pills. Which kind of stinks, because that's my vacation plan, too. My husband has been really good about the job hunt, though. He's not putting a lot of pressure on me. He's actually a great guy. He's really athletic, which is odd, because it's really athletic, though. I mean, like, he runs and he goes outside and stuff, which is weird, because that's not normally the type of guy that I'm attracted to. I've always had a particular type all my life. Normally I'm attracted to the kind of guy that's like one porno mag and a roll of duct tape away from being a serial killer. Yeah, after a while I just gave up and I would hang around the playground looking for the guy in the van. Yeah, so I actually, I am married. This is my second marriage. I like to think that I learned a lot from my first marriage. I always used to think that the only thing that a guy would need to make me happy for the rest of my life was a sense of humor. Until the first marriage, when I realized that a guy would actually need a sense of humor and a job. I've been seeing a therapist for a little while, a couple months, and I think I am actually going to stop seeing him because all he wants to do is talk. I mean, really, if the guy doesn't realize by now that he's going to have to sleep with me to make me feel better about myself, he's just not very good. And he gave me kind of stupid advice, too, He told me in order to like myself, I would have to buy myself flowers. What? Not wasted money on flowers. I'm saving up for a gun. I would like a gun. My husband won't let me have a gun. Apparently, I'm too moody. Whatever. I was seeing this therapist because I was trying to work on my self-esteem. I have really low self-esteem. I mean, really low. Driving here today, I actually heard voices in my head, and they said, "We weren't talking to you." Buy a lot of self-help books to work on my self-esteem. Buy a lot of my self-help books at this Buck bookstore, where every book is $1, because, what the hell, I'm worth it. For $1, you don't get quite the same selection as you do at Barnes & Noble, though. I think last week I picked up a book. It was a self-help book. It was titled Self-Help. Self-Esteem. It's not for everyone. Actually, I'm pretty excited because I have a birthday coming up. Next month, I will officially be turning bitter. It's great to see you. Have a great night. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Great job, Katie. All right, great job by Katie Grady right there. Remember, check out my website and look her up, and she's going to be in one of my rooms soon. All right, now you know how to make the chicken wrap. You're going to make that up. I want to thank the people at home for tuning in. I thank our studio audience. I thank the crew. And until next time, folks, remember to eat well and laugh well. Good night.